Well, y'all, welcome to Woods Water and the Word. I just left out of the shop and I needed to do this video to put on the video that you're about to see. I went out to a lake the other day. I've been working for the last 5 years to upgrade my electronics on my boat. I mean, I'm not that kind of guy just go buy all that stuff put on his boat. So I started off with small ones and I worked up, and I finally got to where I wanted to be on my electronics. I got three 12-inch screens and a 9-inch screen on my boat, and it's finally got to where I wanted it to be. And getting older, I guess my eyesight's worse too, and those 12-inch screens really make a difference. And them guys putting 18s and 20s, I can't even go there. But anyhow, praise the Lord, I got a chance to put it on there, and so I did. So I went out to the lake the other day to work on downloading my charts on the new Helix 12 that I put on. And anyway, I got into some schooling fish, and it was a little unusual because it wasn't large schools of small fish. It was very small schools of really big fish. Now I only managed to get, the biggest one was a 380, I think it was 384, was the biggest one I managed to catch, but it was unbelievable how many shad were in this area that I was in. It was just giant clouds of them. I mean, I was pulling baits through it and was hooking them on my baits. You could throw a soft plastic over them and it wouldn't even sink for a while. You could just see the line starting to move around. And the problem with that is these small schools may have 2 to probably 4 fish in it, and I saw some fish probably as big as 6 pounds that was running through the shad in different areas that I was in there. And so it's really hard to catch those fish, not necessarily because the fish won't feed, but you've got one bait in, I guess, millions of shad. So you're going to see on the video, I caught a couple of fish on what I call a wing ding. Anyway, caught a couple of fish on that, but when I got into these big schools of shad, I had to go to a 1/2 ounce rattle trap, and this one happened to be a chrome with a blue back. I don't think it mattered. I just think it needed to be solid chrome, so it gave enough flash that maybe the fish out of all of those shad that was in there might be able to key in on it. And I wound up catching a few fish and really had a good time doing it. Lost one of my rattle traps. You'll see on one of them I get the fish hook and he actually goes airborne, and when he goes back down I wind up getting hung up, and he wrapped me up in a stump and I couldn't get him out. So my point with this is I guess for a little tip for these sort of things is I was trying all kind of baits. I could not catch them on top water. They just would not feed on the top. And then I couldn't catch them underneath on the bottom. You had to be in the middle of that pile in order to catch them. So I'm going to try to go out again and see if I can find that same those same small schools of big fish. You don't come across that every day. And I'm going to try some different things just to see what I can do. But anyway, I hope you enjoy the video, and just wanted to give you a little tidbit of what was going on, and just went out there to work on electronics and wind up having a pretty fun morning. So hope you enjoy the video, and if you do, subscribe and give us a thumbs up and make a comment. Say anything you want to say, but make a comment on there. We'd sure appreciate it. Here comes the fishing. Nice fish. Hit that old wing ding. Good shape. Pretty fish. Pretty. Well, not as big as the last one, but it's a pretty fish. He's fat too, full of shad. That's what I'm talking about. Pretty fish. Beautiful fish. Beautiful. Another nice fish, and this is what he just spit out. There's so many of those shad. Anyway, beautiful fish. The shad are out here literally by the millions. You can see just dark clouds everywhere, so it makes it hard for a fish to key in on one bait. So I threw several things, and I put on this chrome rattle trap with a blue back. I don't think the back makes any difference at all. Those shad have greenish backs. Anyway, enough flash to where there's a difference maybe between the shad and the bait, and that way you can periodically pick one out of there, because it's literally acres of shad in here. I don't even know how they're still eating. They're just gorging themselves. Anyway, it's pretty fun when you do catch one. Oh, I hope the camera got that. Oh, man. Out in the way. I ought to leave him on there. pretty good. I don't know, maybe 3.5. I'm gonna find out in just a second. I'm gonna weigh him.